belly for the soul. I can't get no relief up in here. Keep the opinion with belief. Drown the opinion with belief.
This is the Dog and Partridge in Bolton, Lancashire. For years it has been a home to the live music scene for local musicians and bands and artists from around the world. At the end of 2014, the Dog and Partridge was struck by a vehicle, causing structural damage that forced the pub to close its doors. Since the crash, landlord Neil Piper, who has been in charge of the pub for 11 years, has been picking up the pieces of what was not only his business, but also his home.
I do feel slightly lost at the moment. It's just such a long time to not be doing what I normally do. It's really strange, it's like a life's work just totally obliterated in one night. And on top of losing your home anyway, it's just really weird. Like, I find it harder to come into the building every time. It's so empty and so quiet. I think this is the emptiest the building's been in 15-20 years. It's just a really strange feeling. I've just noticed that the bloody pub sign's fallen down, really wind through the day, and the one has blown it, so it's now falling down at like a diagonal angle. We have to try and figure a way of shifting that. It's pretty disheartening to see it slowly fall to ruin by the weather now killing the pub.
The vibrant community that makes the Dog and Partridge so unique has come together through social media, gigs at other venues and various events. Just a handful of this community have contributed to this film to explain what the dog means to them.
The dog to me is somewhere I started coming to feel safe. I met my current partner. Neil is special to a lot of people. It's not just his business, it's his home. Just by being around people that want to talk to you, they're really friendly. It's somewhere I met new friends that I now class as family. It's safe.
Life.
Memories.
Unique. Safe.
Family.
Home. Home.
It's just home.
When I really started to love the dog and it be a really special place for me was when I came down and I came to an acoustic night and I thought, I want to do that. I really want to do that. That's amazing. Like, I got a guitar for my 25th birthday, and then a year later I decided, you know, like, I'm gonna play. I'm definitely gonna play at the Dog. I'm gonna do a tune. Sat down in front of all these people I knew and I got that rush, like, just, yeah, I definitely want to do this. This is amazing. The Dog was the place where you'd make those plans, you know, talk those big ambitions. Yeah, lots of people around you had the same kind of ideas, you know, or just wanted to see you do whatever it was you were talking big about doing. It's a really nurturing place, a really good place to brag about your plans and then step off and do them.
Been introduced to the Dog by a couple of people that work down here, met some of my closest friends, and it's a place where my now wife and I had part of our first date. We went on our first date and then ended up coming back into the Dog. Spent the rest of the evening drinking and just hanging out, and it sort of went from there. And we've spent so much of our time in this pub that it's like a second home to us.
A lot of people will say that because everybody's pub is a second home. There's a slight difference though with the Dog and Partridge, is that there literally is nowhere else that's like the Dog. I'd say the first day that I was here, I was a regular. And it sounds silly, but it's true. So really I've been coming in ever since then, and it just gets better and better.
It's a place where you come and you feel safe and you feel like you belong. You feel like people aren't going to judge you. When I first came in here, it was the best feeling. I know that sounds really dramatic, but it really was. It's a bond between people, and you instantly know that you've met new friends, and the people you do meet are going to be friends for a very long time.
Those friends are like family, and I think that sums up what the pub's all about. You know, it's a bunch of people who, yeah, you come together through a mutual interest in various things, generally the more alternative, creative side of life. And yeah, you know, your best friends for within 5 minutes. You just walk through the door and you feel at home. This is where it all is, where it all begins, where it all ends for a lot of people. It's quite strange to think of a building like that, but it doesn't really change the way that you feel about it. Yeah, it's bricks and mortar, and now it's got a big hole in it, but that's left a big hole in a lot of people, because ultimately this is home.
Went off to uni, never came in for about 5 or 6 years, and then a few friends who'd been coming here a lot in between times came in with them and suddenly became part of this massive dog family, which is amazing.
The second I walked through the door, I was like, yeah, this is my own. I feel comfortable and safe and happy here. I can see these are my sort of people. This is my sort of pub, and I just feel so much more welcome here than anywhere else in town. It's the people here more than anything. It's just the like community that's built up around the place that yeah, it just really makes it feel such a special place to be, and just everything that goes on here is just really good to be part of.
So many good bands that I've seen who I now listen to pretty much on a daily basis, and friends that I've got all over the country now. I've done a few charity gigs here as well, so I've managed to raise quite a lot of money, probably about £5 now for different charities from doing gigs here, which has been awesome because you just get so much support from everyone, from just people walking in and the staff and everything. It's brilliant. It's like it's a family. It is a family.
I absolutely love the Dog because to me it's like a hub of creativity in the town. It's kind of like a bohemian speakeasy where all the, you know, sort of the pub is full of musicians, and a lot of people that I know have formed bands here, have formed relationships here, like a lot of other people have, and I think that kind of, there's so much that binds everybody in this pub that it transcends the roof and walls. The kind of influence that this community has had on the community and the kind of the surrounding area, in terms of people going out and being creative, people going out and getting married. The seed of all that started here.
It's the bands and the people, and the fact that you're allowed to have a good time, you're allowed to be a little bit strange.
The Dog and Partridge is now empty and dark. I met with Neil and gig promoter Matthew Leonard amongst rubble and candlelight. Tell us about the reaction from what you could class as like the dog community. What was the kind of...
Oh, it's been amazing. We must have had about 20 people come down to help out. And then the day after we got broken into, the huge gazebo in the yard had been ripped to pieces, and the cellar door were opening, and then like my tools were everywhere and stock was everywhere, and so we realised we'd been broken into, and we were put a message on Facebook, and there must have been about 50 people.
Yeah, I got a text saying
we had 20 cars.
Yeah,
we filled the entire Brown Street with just a line of cars, and everyone's asking me like, where do you want this? Like, and I was just permanently on the phone because there was a million people still ringing me. So I couldn't coordinate anything, so everyone just piled everything to boxes. I've never seen an outpour like that. It was yeah, really good, really good.
Why do you think that there has been such a positive outpouring for this place?
I think because it's been a second home to a lot of people, and it's the sort of pub that belongs in a little village where everyone goes to, but our closest regulars live 3 miles away.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's people, I've seen people grow up and get married, have kids, you know, since I've been here. I've grown up here, because I mean I was a kid when I first started here.
We put on gigs all year round, but we always needed a centrepiece event. It was the second May Day bank holiday, and it is a 3-day festival. I've always viewed it as the best bands that I've played throughout the year.
Yeah.
It's a kind of best of what we've put on. So it's a celebration of what's gone before, and a thank you for the bands that have been brilliant, but also a kind of best of what you could have seen. So it's a great advertisement, and it's one of the most stressful but brilliant weekends.
Yes, I dread and love Dogstock.
Yeah.
Every year I dread and love Dogstock, because like the build up is always really frantic. It's like 8 weeks of absolute manic building, planning, organising, spending horrendous amounts of money.
Yes.
I love it. I love the build up.
Yeah.
And then the weekend, the first day, I'm always petrified.
Yeah.
And you always hate the weather.
Yep.
Because it's never on our side.
Nope.
But we do it religiously, same weekend. And we've made it better and better and better, and it's turned into a monster.
And the main thing is we do it because it seems to do really well. People enjoy it.
Bolton's got a huge live music scene. It's just so...
It's not visible in many respects. This place gives its visibility.
The artists in town are frighteningly good. And it's really stressful, but it's really rewarding at the same time. And it is. It's like when you guys have played, when you're stood on that stage and you see how packed that yard is, and you see all those happy faces. I hope that, well, I hope we reopen, but it's just everyone's waiting on what the powers that be end up doing, the landlord and insurance companies and all the bureaucracy side of it. We want to get that out of the way and actually get on and working again.
It's our pub, our venue, our art gallery, our home, and it's whatever you want it to be.
If there was a magical door in my living room that led through into a pub, this would be it. It feels that much like my home. It's like Narnia with beer.
This is just the most amazing place where lots of memories happen, and it's very important, this place, and I think it's difficult for people who don't come here to realise that that's just life to us, and this is home, and this is a huge family.
The Dog is a safe place. A safe place for your ideas, a safe place for your emotional troubles, your safe place to start from.
It's a friendship group, it's a family, it's where you want to be.
It's my own little happy place. It's my safe place.
A home, a sanctuary, and a place for just enjoying yourself.
It's on the fringe, and that's where we like it and where we like to be. But at the same time, that's where we don't feel on the fringe. It's our place.
It's home.
It's like watching a whole generation of people grow old and grow up, and watch them all getting married and have cars and mortgages and talk about weddings, christenings, and babies. It's quite weird. It'd be nice to see it happen with another crowd as well. And yeah, it seems to like have a 8-year cycle of people. It's really interesting to watch them being behind the bar. You get to see everything, whether you like it or not.
Whatever the fate of the Dog and Partridge is, its community and the family bond that has been created here will last for a very long time. Until we meet again, we'll raise a glass to the dog.
Don't dream.